Hello, welcome to the Battling Barra Gaming. My name's Kev. Just recently I've been thinking about organising my desk. It's a bit of a state and I thought there's products out there that I've always wanted to buy. I thought now's the time to do it. A couple of years ago I made my own paint racks out of foam core. They're now going home a bit now. I knew they wouldn't last. They're only meant to be temporary anyway. But I've never got around to doing anything else with it because they would always do. But my desk gets messy. I don't like working in a messy environment, so I thought I'd sort out my desk. And at the end, I thought I might do an updated tour of the Battling Barra, being the channel's being rebranded, so you can see what the gaming room looks like. Let's say a lot of you haven't even seen the video that I put up years and years ago about the gaming room tour, so I'll do an updated gaming room tour with that. But first I thought, before I show that off, I want to get my desk sorted. So there's a range of products out there I considered and I've picked in the end. I should point out this is not a sponsored video. I've paid for each and every single item, which I feel is better because it means I can give you my honest opinion and I don't just have to use one brand. So we're using HobbyZone products, the modular system they got, which is excellent, and a TTCombat citadel rack, because I have a lot of citadel paints, even though I'm thinking about moving on to other ranges, perhaps army painter or Vallejo. So I've just bought this citadel rack that I may not need anymore, but ho hum, it was cheap enough. Now the reason I bought this TTCombat rack rather than, because HobbyZone they do a citadel paint rack, but it's quite small, doesn't hold as much as the TTCombat one, and it's the same price. So I thought I'd rather just get something sorted for my paint. So I'm going to look at that and we're going to buy some modules. I'm going to have a think about some modules that I want to buy. But first let's have a look at the current state of my desk. So this is my work area as it is. So I have this old Games Workshop paint tray which I love here. On top of it I do have a HobbyZone sort of modular tool set already, so that will get reused. In the back here you saw that I made these a couple of years back now. These are sort of paint racks from foam core, but they're now really wobbly and dodgy and they keep falling down and paints keep coming off, so I'm going to have to replace those. So this will probably always be here. Underneath here is my mat, so when I cut in I can just move the tray. But behind here I have room for some modules. HobbyZone modules is what I'm thinking of. There's also down here underneath my desk here, just under here, there's lots of little bits and pieces that really could go somewhere else. They could go in drawers and stuff there. So first thing I want to start off with is a new paint rack. HobbyZone don't seem to do one that I wanted, because I wanted it to look like these but wall mounted, but TTCombat do, so I'm going to look at getting one of those. But I think the first HobbyZone module I'm going to get is on my paint rack. On my paint desk I have sort of models I'm sort of work in progress. I don't often need out all the time, so I'm not going to get to paint these for a few weeks yet. So I think the first one I'm going to get is one of those work in progress boxes, so I shall order those, the rack and the boxes, and get back when they're in place. And I'm thinking of two modules stacked up here. This would go on the top of one of them. I'm thinking in time coming all the way down here, so I have two there and the rack, two here and two here. I might extend down to here, so I have this drawer which has got bits and bobs in. You see it has sort of more paints and bits and pieces, and then just a load of tools. So I think I might improve that, but that's where I'm thinking so far. Yay! The first of my modules has arrived. It's the work in progress module, the sort of normal height one. They do one in extra height. I'm not going to show you each time I get a module, each one being unboxed, but I thought I'd just show you the first one that comes. Comes in this lovely box here, a cardboard box with a seal on, a label. Have a look at inside, so you know what to expect if you ever want to get these. wrapped up lovely in bubble wrap. And inside you're going to get all the components. So this one is sort of that thick MDF. The instructions, not going to need them. I think I will. This one's going to be quite simple to put. It's just literally a box with, I believe, a clear bit of acrylic in. So that's going to be the back, I'd imagine. There's your acrylic, all protected with film over it. The HobbyZone logo there. Like, and bits here. Do I need to cut those? There's the sides. Do I need to? Whoop, whoop. I won't do that yet, but that's what's in the box. Apart from that, there's some bubble wrap. Oh, you smell of vision. The smell of wood. Gorgeous. I love the smell of wood in the morning. So, what tools required? Model knife. Got wood glue. Got masking tape. Damp cloth. Get some minute hammer. I use a model knife to separate the parts from the frame, so I do have to separate these, so that's fine. I should do all this off camera, put it together off camera. Just going to let it dry now. One modification I did make was just add this little card tab here, just to make open it and close it easier. Just there, chipboard, super glued on the bottom, because otherwise it closes and you can never get in there. Because I suppose you could push it at the top here to open it, but I just thought I'm going to make it easier on myself. So it doesn't close totally up and I can get into it really easy. So yeah, one module done. And this is the going to be the TTCombat Citadel Mega Paint Rack. The beautiful thing about not doing this, not being a sponsored video, is I can show you multiple products for doing this that I'm going to be using. I don't have to just stick to one manufacturer or one company because I'm not being sponsored. So, and the reason I wanted to go for this is that it doesn't come in as a nice box. But the reason I wanted to do this, use this, because it's just massive. So for this, you know, HobbyZone do a Citadel paint rack. It's not as big, and for the same price, this can hold 2, maybe even 3 times as much. It doesn't come in any fancy packaging, just a shrink wrapped collection of MDF sheets. No instructions in it. It says instructions are at TTCombat. When you go there, it's only 2 pages, 2 steps. It's really simple. So we shall open this. It's not going to be anything mega. It is just a paint rack. So I'm maybe thinking of moving away from Citadel paint, so this may be a bit of a waste of money. Okay, so we have this. This is one half of the backboard. We have this. That's going to be. Have a load of these bits here, and oh my goodness, the smell on this is amazing. Well, it's burnt wood. I imagine that's going to be, yeah, these just smells of burnt wood, and it is gorgeous. Oh, I just love the smell of burnt wood. I know I'm weird. So this is going to clip in like this to form the full back plate for it. And then I believe instructions on that one. Okay. Yeah, so find some. This bit here is for the shells, but you don't put it in yet. Those bits there for the shells. These bits here just put apart lovely like this. Are going to go here, along these bits here. But before we do that, you have to sort of assemble two together, I'm assuming. Like so. Nope. Nope. I imagine there's a male and female type. Nope. Nope. Confused. These. We have 6 of these because there's 3 central bits. How these bits go together? Ooh. They just butt up like that. Do they butt up like that? Anyone know? I'll figure this out. Yeah, so there are sort of male and females who are opposites. They just slot in like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is get these, add some glue here and there, glue these together, and it says to attach them like so here. So put these for a time being, so I can this would fit in here. We're not doing this though. Here's because then this slots into there, slots down there, and goes in here, and that's how you get those together. But just got to glue it all in because you know needs gluing. Let's do that. Alright, here it is, built, put in place. So I'm just going to go here. That's what it looks like. Next to it I've got the HobbyZone work in progress display unit and tool module there. Probably going to need something for my cat treats. And yeah, it seems to go alright. It blends in nice. My original plan was to put this on top of, say, whatever unit was going to go here, but I've decided against that. I think I'm just going to have it like this, because then I do want to have 2 units high with one of these sitting on top, and that will roughly bring it in line with the top of this. And here's some paints in place already. So at the top we've got to have the shade type pots and technical paints, because these won't fit in the normal one, so they have to sit on the top, so I can only have 8 of those on the jump any one time. Your standard size pots fit in nicely, and I was worried about contrast because they are slightly bigger, but they fit in here nicely as well. So all I've got to do now is get all those in here. I have some in the drawer here, and some more in here. I don't think I'm going to get all of them on here. I'll see how many I can get. Okay, that's it filled up with paints. Yeah, as I figured, not nearly enough room to hold all the paints I want it to hold, but not to worry, because the contrast paints will just live on my old GW tray at the top there, so I can easily get hold of them if I want. Then loads of paints up here. These are more like spares for what's going on down here. But overall, I'm quite happy with that. It fits in with the HobbyZone stuff. That's the first part of me getting my area sorted complete. I'm going to buy some more HobbyZone units now to go along here. Yeah. 3 more modules have turned up. What we've got here, we got 2 of these, I believe, are going to be the 20cm ones. We have a universal bottle module that I'm just going to sit on top of them. We have a 4-drawer module, and this thing here is a longer 30cm 2-drawer module. So I get these made. 2 more have turned up. We've got this actually isn't for me, it's for my wife. This is a brushes and tools module. Long way you pick it off the front, but I'll still show you that anyway. And this is a 3-drawer module, so more building to be done. And another one is the sprue module. This one I'm actually really looking forward to, because where I collect stuff like Mortal Realms magazine, it just comes in sprues, not boxes, so that'll be great for this. So time to get that built. Another module's turned up. This is a set of large drawers. And another module's turned up. Yay. So, because my room, I want to have a slight medieval theme going on, the whiteness of the modules doesn't really fit in. So I'm just going to clad it in this sort of wood grain texture. It's plastic with a sort of sticky backing to make it easy to attach. And so I've made a template of the drawer fronts, and so I'm just going to use that to draw around and cut these out and stick it on. Just got to be careful, get it into place, and there's no air bubbles. One thing to note about this stuff is that whilst it does stick, it's not like it doesn't stick down heavy, so if you did want to remove it for whatever reason, you can do so without damaging the drawers. So they're all complete, so I thought I'd have a quick look at the desk. So at the back here, got the TTCombat Citadel paint rack, which since starting this, I think I started doing this back in towards the end of August, beginning of September. I sort of changed my mind. I'm thinking of ditching Games Workshop paints and using Army Painter, so or something like Army Painter, something in drop bottles. But ho-hum, it's there for now. It will be good for certain stuff, I'm sure. In the front here we have my old hobby desk, which what I shall do is just show you that before ditching that. There we go, so we can look at all just the important stuff. So this is how it looks, sort of all the way. That's all the modules I've got. That's kind of doing me for the time being. If I need more, I can adjust my desk here and use a corner piece there and a sort of another set down there. But for now, this is doing me. So we got my original tidy up here. I've had this for a while. It just has my paintbrushes in now, some files, some tools, some bits and bobs along here. In the drawer here I have stuff like my set square protractors, millipart, green stuff. They all just live in there. I can get to them nice and easy, so I like that. Next drawer here I've left the dividers in, and these all just got little bits I use in projects, so you know, just little bits and pieces that I don't necessarily want to use all the time, but skulls, blue stuff, always good. Spared batteries for playing, putting into the electronics when I'm doing things like wireless mics and so forth. Paper clips, always good, always handy. Pins, always good. These little pins here are great for chimneys. Butterfly clips, rings for stuff, disposable gloves. Yeah, so that's what that's for. At the bottom here we have the work in place module with some stuff in it. That's just great. Like this. Perfect. Then we're going to come on to the drawers. These drawers here, the smaller drawers, these are what I call the base drawers. So these just have different sort of bases in. So you can see here I have some large square bases, flat, slot. Here I've got some cavalry bases, square. Here I've got some small bases. These are, I think they're 25mm. These are 20mm with flat slot. Here I've got small bases with diagonal slot. In here, some large monster bases. Here are some round 25mm bases. I use multiple games. In here, sort of miscellaneous round bases, so these are ones without slots in, just different sizes. Here I've got some bigger round bases. I forget what these are, but they're the same diameter with and without slot. And these are more for cavalry round bases. And here I've got a drawer of big MDF bases that I use for trees, and a load of these small sort of 25mm MDF ones, and I also have them in here because I didn't have enough space, so they're in there. I've got a bag of flying bases because that's what this drawer originally was meant to be, my flying base drawer. But it also houses some MDF bases in there that I didn't have room for. The bigger drawers, this one has a load of pipettes in and some file protectors that shouldn't really be in there, reinforcement rings, but that's where they are. Pipettes I like using. Next drawer along is my glue drawer, so that holds super glue, plastic glue, some other glues at the back for various things. This one's empty. Look, I've still got stuff that I can put in. This is the drawer of shame. This is just bits I just didn't have room for anywhere else. That's just the rubbish drawer that go in there. And this one, I don't know what's in here. What's in here? Ah, my paint handles. I forgot I put them in there. Hey, hello paint handles. Up here, this module here I'm actually using now for my contrast paints. That's great. And the sprue module is holding sprues. It's all Mortal Realm stuff, like 8 magazines worth that I haven't got round to doing, and Sorry about that. I haven't put them all in here yet because I can use it for things like my army painter paints. You can see there, and this paint here. They, I believe, are in here near the rest of the slots, so if I need them, but for now I'm not. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the outcome for this. And it's been different, a different video this, I think. One thing I did a couple of years ago was did a gaming room tour, so I think now I've got this done, I think I'll do we'll have a look at the room as a whole. So here we go, this is the Battle and Barrows sign, made by my good friend Liam. You'll recognise it as the logo. That goes above the door, which holds my travelling cloak. Everyone should have one of these. From the Forest of Lorien. As you come in to the left of the door is the fold-up table, which if you've seen the original video, you know it folds out, and then I just put this here. Is a 4x4 board that just goes over the top so I can play games on. Difference from last time is this shelf here used to have models on, it now holds books. So got my Mortal Realms. These are printouts of various Warhammer quests and Advanced Hero Quest and Wartime. Some Warhammer stuff here. Some D&D Forgotten Realms stuff. Some standard D&D. Some other bits and pieces here. Shelf here holds some Middle-earth SPG stuff. This is sort of, and some, these are Sepulchral Guard from Underworld I painted for a friend. I've got to give to him, but lockdown. Yeah, so I've got some Rangers and Arnor stuff here, some Shire, some Eagles. Getting that from Cart, love that model, and some Sharkies Rogues and bits and pieces there. Just a bit miscellaneous here. The shelf here still holds my Moria stuff, so my homemade Watcher in the Water here. My Moria is probably my most diverse base stuff there is, because I've got some standard internal Moria stuff, so they're on sort of grey style bases. Generic outside ones are on green bases. I actually really like these bases though. They look kind of really cool for outdoor bases. And then because they're in the Misty Mountains, they can maybe go outside in the snow in the mountains. Some snow-based ones. At the top is a shelf full of terrain, so that's my Prancing Pony, the Chapel of Skulls, Old Man Willow, and this sort of incense burner guy. Over here is, with the room, I'm always trying to go for this medieval theme, not necessarily theme, maybe feel rather than theme. So I just tried to capture that with these banners, the shield there, with some plastic shield, plastic swords, and some sort of Lord of the Rings, Middle-earth type pictures. So that's Bilbo's map. It's a map of the Shire that I picked up from the cinema when I went to see Fellowship of the Ring back in 2001. And here is a map from Decipher's role-playing games of the Shire. Looks pretty cool. As already mentioned, that behind there is the board, so I can allow me to play 4x4 games. This is Sebastian, the hedgehog. He's kind of like the the room's mascot. So this here is the sofa, and because this has to double up as a spare room so people can spend the night if they stay around, like my mum. The sofa is a sofa bed sofa, and it's like got this horrible metal frame which really doesn't go. So to keep it in theme with the room, it's got some throws over, so this white throw and this velvet throw. Lots of lovely pillows, and this fur. And I should point out this is fake fur, not real fur. So this is not real. Don't panic. And because it gets cold in the house, we've got a fake fur throw to put over you while you're chilling out on the sofa. Some more sort of little bits and pieces to keep it in keeping the feel of the room. Some pictures of Lord of the Rings with film frames in that I got gifted to me when the films came out. And this poster here is from 2001, and again I bought this after first seeing the film in the cinema. It's great. This corner here, which is next to the sofa, is now my wife is in sort of arts and crafts. She makes things out of polymer clay, and she paints with watercolors and acrylics. So she does things like pictures of dragons and things. She's into the fancy sort of world as me. So gave this corner over to her. So it's got all her bits and pieces. One of the modules you saw got delivered, which you probably didn't see when I looked at my desk, is this one here, because I got her a tools module which she loves. So if I move this chair, so we can have a look into the cupboard. See in here, I believe in the drawers now have changed. It's all sort of my wife's crafting stuff. Hot glue gun, I sometimes do use. I forget what's in here. More crafting stuff. This is some embroidery stuff in there. These cupboards here though do remain mine. These have various board games in. Let's see, Battle of Five Armies there. This here is my hot wire cutter. I'll just keep in there. I've got some D&D board game and expansions. Some other bits and pieces. So where all my Dungeons and Dragons stuff goes. So I've got let's see that in there. These are the basic box sets. So basic, expert, campaign, and master. I never got the immortal. Never know when you need egg cups. Ravenloft 2nd edition. Red box there. And some Lord of the Rings board games. So just there's bits and pieces that I don't have enough room for in display. Keep them safe. Dragon Strike. Oh, that video from Dragon Strike, eh? So yeah, that's my wife's sort of area here. Put the chair back. Just to save, keep going downstairs. We've also got a little tea station up here, so you can have tea and coffee. So a little kettle there. Underneath here is some long life milk, so I don't have to worry about milk and stuff. It's quite nice. Always need a table here, some candles on, just bits and pieces. This here is particularly interesting to me because it's a box of dice. You always need one of those. Over here, another chair, I guess, to sit on, is a unit you saw last time. In the drawers are now just terrain pieces. So this bottom drawer here is just move this chair. It's just a drawer of ruins. Everyone needs one of those. And this one just has some farm bits in which I won't open. Here is a shelf full of white dwarfs going back to issue 122. Here's the end one there. And then they've sort of got a few left from the late 80s, early 90s. And we'll really start kicking off when the Middle-earth SBG come out. So I've got all of them from 2001 going up to about 2008, and I pretty much stopped collecting around then. Get the odd issue from 2010 here, 2013s, and then 17, 18. I think the last one I bought was December 2019, and I just don't buy it anymore because I don't find it that good anymore. It's just me. And then some Middle-earth SBG rulebooks. And some dice, bits and pieces here. And on top is just a load of toot. Really, just a load of various bits and pieces that I should put away, but I'm getting messy. Then we got some more SBG models. These aren't, all the ones you see on display aren't all the SBG models I have. I've had to put them into boxes into the attic. These are the ones I sort of use the most. So we have Rohan here. Fiefdoms here. And Gondor here. At the top here we have some Ents at the back in the dark there, Army of the Dead, and then some Lothlorien elves and some Rivendell elves.
And I think somewhere at the back by the ends there are some Mirkwood rangery type elves. And the next shelf is all Mordor. So, and Barad-dûr, really, it's sort of separated up. So this is more Second Age, shared, Third Age. Next shelf here is my sort of Warhammer shelf, old hammer, Warhammer. So over here we've got a load of undead, there's skeletons, ghouls, zombies. Seeing the gash at the back there. This is my Bretonians I'm getting painted up. You recognise these guys from Battle Masters, which are obscuring the Warhammer Crest stuff models. That's where they live. So you can see these guys. And then there's some monsters at the back, sort of trolls, griffins, manticores, and some dragons. These dragons at the back here, not the undead one, these are by Tom Meyer. So these are very old Citadel models from like the mid 80s. Up here is the shelf full of bits and pieces. So we've got the larger models and Angmar set up here. Ooh. What are you doing on the floor? So these are used metal walks for Angmar, some undead, and we've got dragons, fell beasts, trolls, wargs, Mama Kill, and of course Smarg, who I need to get in and dust actually. And a little boy, he's brilliant. Probably one of my favourite models of all time, definitely my favourite dragon model of all time. A beautiful big beast. On top of here lives some games. So we have Legend of Zagar, Dark World, some Descent 2nd edition. I think I've got 3 that and just 2 expansions. I should play that more. I did enjoy that. I might start playing that more. The Lord of the Rings game, yeah, I enjoyed that. I need to play that more. I think that's going to be the same for all my games. There's an adventure mode I want to try out. I've got the 2 modern Warhammer Quest variants, Silver Tower and Shadows over Hammerhell. The Warhammer Quest card game, Beastgrave, War of the Ring, which I love, really love that game, wish I could play that more. Lord of the Rings card game, yeah, it's alright. Card games don't really do it for me, but it's okay. And then Talisman, so I got 4th edition all up here, my original 2nd edition, and that's something I want to include more on the channel, because I love me some Talisman. Fireplace, got a lovely little welcome sign there. Big map of Middle Earth. Some things either side. So Arwen's sword on the fireplace, and everyone will be pleased to know that Saruman and Gandalf are back because I did remove those. A few swords. Aragorn's sword, Death Strider, and then just 2. These are display swords, really. They're not. It's fantasy display swords. Over here is we're getting into my work desk area here, so if I move this chair. Again, if you're having modern technology in a medieval themed room, what do? I cover it in wood grain to try and disguise it, so that's what that is there. Underneath is the PC I use with this thing here. Actually holds all different terrain bits. It holds flocks and sands, lichens and lichens, whatever, leaf litter. So that's all what this is. That's all different flocks and that. This shelf here, not a lot going on this shelf at the moment. Some few D&D models, including the Beholder and a gelatinous tube. Big D20 there. So room to fill up. This shelf has sort of here's the Games Workshop shelf, I guess. The classic red box Games Workshop era, if you like. Advanced Hero Quest, Warhammer Quest, the 5th edition box set and the 4th edition Magic. Some old Monopose boxes here. Love those, they're brilliant. So Battle Masters goes, 2 Hero Quests, because everyone needs 2 Hero Quests. More Talisman, 3rd edition, love that. Some orcs there, and then this top shelf just has different bits of terrain I've made, ready for games. not all of it, because I have to display most of it in the attic because I don't have enough room in here. And this wall here is where my hobby area is that started this whole video, so you can see that hole now. And again, just some more swords and medieval pieces, a banner. So this here is the battling barrow banner that was made by my wife. Beforehand there was just this sort of generic Song of Ice and Fire House Stark banner there, but this goes in much better. There's that, there's the logo which matches that over there. Yeah, love that. She spent many days doing that just to give it the flavour of what I'm trying to go for. I find this room really relaxing to sit and work in and play games in. Underneath here is Battle Games in Middle-earth magazines, full set, some Tolkien books there, a lot of Tolkien books here, the Lord of the Rings books under there, some my Dremel drill in that metal case. It's just various bits here. That t-shirt there, screwed up on this Dungeons and Dragons board game box, is my paint t-shirt. I use that to wipe paint off, so I don't wear it, don't panic. You can see the state of it. This is the bits box, or sort of bit models I don't want to do anything with at the moment. There's bits in there, some frame stuff. Basically a box of shame. Big box of trees there. And Diet Coke, because you need Diet Coke. Under here is just various paints and flocks and stuff. And these two shelves over here are some Age of Sigmar Mortal Realms models I just keep out the way. Oh guys, that's the this video done. I can't believe I started this, buying all these bits, putting them together. So the beginning part of the video was filmed in the summer, so the end of August. And now I'm filming this in November. It's taken me that long just to get around to filming the rest of the bits I needed for it, but yeah, and plus I've been really enjoying just using it. It's making the room much more usable. So I guess that'll do for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching guys, until next time, take care.